Okay, brother. So listen. So today we have Mark Joseph sitting over here, and then of course Eddie Reyes.
Eddie Reyes, yep.
Sidewalk Chats, and then of course we have the living legend over here, Mr. Anthony Gonzalez.
El Tigre Blanco.
El Tigre Blanco. So a couple of things before we turn it, we start asking questions. El Tigre Blanco, you're a prominent lawyer here, but you also own a gym, correct?
I do.
Tell us about the gym. What's that story about?
Tigers World Tampa. That's my love.
And why? Why is that your love?
Well, it's my love because, I always, being a lawyer, you affect people singularly. But owning a gym and training people, I got a bigger group of people.
Right.
And I love that group training thing, that seeing somebody come in who can't do a push-up, who can't do a jumping jack, and watching that transformation in the gym.
Right.
I love it.
Now, but with that being said, though, so you're doing it because you're transforming other people's lives, but personally, though, you look like you're in great shape yourself.
Yeah, I teach 9 fitness classes a week.
Okay.
And so it's good for me.
And they're hard, man. I've been there.
Yeah. So
I've been there too. I just didn't work out, right?
Yeah,
I've
so
been there twice, and I didn't work out.
I've got people, they always ask me, well, I don't know. I go, look, it really is a work at your pace program.
Right.
So the way we have it set up, because we have 22 heavy bags in the gym, people come in, they're working at their pace. Their goal is to try to improve themselves each time they come in the gym.
Yeah, of course.
So, So then when I get to a certain level, then I kill you.
Okay. And I believe it. And before I turn it over, I'd like to Eddie ask any questions. What I also admire about you, because last time we were here, I talked about I'm 51 years old. I feel great for my age. I don't do that much cardio, that much physical. And if I'm allowed to ask you, how old are you, Anthony?
Of course. Actually, I'll be 62 on May the 1st. Remember that if you want to send gifts my way.
Yeah.
But you look great for 62. And I think part of it is good living, good attitude, and the fact that you're so physically fit. So
I do keep myself in shape.
And do you feel great?
I feel great.
When you were young, did you ever think, when I'm 61, 62, I'm going to feel this great? Or did you think the opposite? Like, oh my God, I'm going to be old?
No, I mean, I really, I had been involved in martial arts and various things, most, coaching, baseball, stuff like that, but I never saw this path for me.
Okay.
And when I started training, I got out of training a little bit. When you have kids, you kind of divert your attention to your kids and stuff like that. But once that part of my life was over and they were older and out of the house, it just came to me. I started training with Ralph Garcia over world-class martial arts. There you go, Ralph. And next thing I know, I was opening a gym.
We need to have Ralph on the show because he's a good guy.
Yeah, I've met him once before. Yeah, he's a good guy.
So do you have any questions of El Tigre Blanco? Where did that come in, by the way, that nickname, Tigre Blanco? Where did that come from?
Well, Tony Motorhome, one of my best friends.
Like a Dominican thing, actually.
No, I don't know. Tony Motorhome came in the gym one day and called me that, and next thing you know, they're calling me Tigre Blanco. So for my Anglo friends, it translates to White Tiger. So I get either El Tigre Blanco or White Tiger, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
That's another guy, by the way, we need on the show is Tony Motorhome.
Yeah, really, if you want a Tampa living legend, he's the guy.
In fact, I did invite him. No offense, Anthony. I did invite him. He said no to me, so you were next.
I knew I wasn't first. I knew there was no way I was first on the list.
Do you have any questions before we?
I've known Anthony for a long time. I mean, when I had the clinic for a long time. So Anthony's a go-getter always. I mean, that's one thing I can always say. I mean, litigator and everything else. I mean, and I know you've been in MMA for a long time, as far as like involved with MMA in a long time.
Yeah.
One of MMA.
Yeah, my partner in the gym, Joe Valdez, is the owner of a company called Real Fighting Championships, and so they put on. It's been on hiatus for a little bit, but they were putting on 3 to 4 mixed martial arts events during the year, professional. And so,
Mike Josh is here, by the way.
Yeah, that's how I got all involved in it.
Mike, how did I get you here, man?
What's happening, Mike? What's happening?
I guess we can. I was on the phone. Oh, sorry, buddy. Sorry. Fine. All right.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen him.
Good. So I was over there just talking to him.
So that's how I got him. That's how I got involved, and then we'll get back going again soon.
That's awesome.
No, I got you.
Awesome. Your wife, everybody's good?
Everybody's good.
Like you have a wife and how many kids?
Man, I got a wife and I got a 34 and a 31-year-old son. So youngest one's about to get married finally, and so life ain't stopping for me. I got more plans. More plans to go.
That's awesome. It's always been an inspiration for me, at least.
I appreciate that. I love seeing the younger guys coming up through the ranks.
It's
kind of scary for me because when I'm in the courtroom and I see the sons and daughters of attorneys who I came into practice with, because I've been practicing now over 30 years, I kind of look around and he goes, wow, you're a little closer to the end than you are the beginning.
Yeah.
just said, I
Yeah,
gotta get going.
you're still doing your thing, bro.
Nah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us for sure, man.
Oh man, I wouldn't have missed it. So
Yeah, no, I gotta get going.
And I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, actually. Let me know this story real quick. So who are you? 'Cause I've never actually met you before.
who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
I have no idea.
Why are you here?
I know Anthony. I know Mike.
Remember
I'm
Emerald
not sure who
Stockdale?
you are.
Remember that? Emerald
Well,
Stockdale? Let's see if I can-
Just like all of you, I'm an attorney, solo practitioner, concentrating mostly on criminal defense.
Oh, criminal defense? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. How you been, bro?
Been,
How are you, man?
been
All good.
practicing
Good.
solo practice since 2009, so about 10 years.
Long
now.
time, man.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
Where's your office at?
My office is in the same building as Mr. Giassi here.
Same
Oh,
floor.
okay.
Same floor.
Yeah.
At 400 North Ashley.
Okay.
It's got the Sykes building.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. What type of? Do you specialize in anything particular in criminal or no? Or just all above board? Or?
Of all of it. You know, drugs, domestic violence, whatever comes the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
For law school, University of Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
From Miami. Cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Have you been in Florida most of your life, or?
I was born in New York
Okay.
and moved to Orlando when I was a kid, like around 10, 11, and then stayed there until I went to college. I went to Cornell University for college. And then it was too cold up there, so I came back down here for law school.
Yeah. What made you want to become an attorney?
At first, it was because when I was in high school, I was a runner, which is a position that doesn't even exist anymore. A runner for a law firm in Orlando.
Oh, okay.
And I saw, them doing their thing. They did mostly like mid-mal and civils type of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, and
So, that's a change from civil to criminal. It's a kind of a difference, actually.
but actually, I was inspired by them, but I didn't actually want to do like mid-mal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I started out as a runner working for Barry Cohen right across the street in that building right
Barry
over there.
Cohen. Yeah.
So,
Did you know?
yeah, sure did. I sure did.
That's very cool.
Yeah, one of my friends actually took over law school, Lisa. She took over a lot of Barry Cohen stuff.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
I had the pleasure of meeting him a few times, but not as much as you guys, of course.
But Barry at his day was, he was a very prominent, criminal defense attorney. It actually influenced me because he really, you would see the motivation and drive in a guy like that, and he was really very passionate about his work.
Oh, yeah. Little guy too. Make some dents in the world for sure.
Yeah, he worked almost until the end, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
That was your partner, right?
Who?
Who we talking about? Your partner?
No, we were talking about Barry Cohen.
Oh, yeah.
I worked for him as a runner when
I didn't know that. Really? I didn't know
Sure
that.
did.
Off camera, this is me off camera. We got Mike Giassi here, so let's.
We're still on camera, so my camera's
He's on camera.
We're all on camera. We're all on camera. This
You
is,
too or no?
huh?
Not me.
No, because you're behind the
Yeah,
camera.
Now you're behind the camera right now.
That's okay. I'm the director.
You're the director.
So, Mikey, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your life story?
We're talking about law stuff.
Law school, your heritage. Who are you? Where are you from?
So I'm from here. I'm from Tampa. My dad is Colombian, born in Cartagena. His father was from Italy. That's where my last name comes from. My mom was Cuban, born in Camagüey, and she went to Spain. And ended up in New Jersey. My dad left Cartagena, went to New Jersey, and
In a few minutes.
I was born there. Moved down to Tampa when I was a year old. And I've been here. I started in high school. Carlos Pasos started this law scores post. So when I was 14, I would come down every Tuesday and Thursday with Carlos Pasos.
That Carlos Passos?
Ada Carmona, Christine Vogel, and Eddie Suarez for a few weeks.
Oh wow!
And we would come down and they would teach us how to try cases. And then we went to a national mock trial competition. I was still 14 at the time, and I was hooked. And then I started working at the public defender's office in high school. They would pay me to go and videotape new attorneys. So I'd sit when Judge Fig was on the county bench, Fuente, Dominguez, and I'd sit in their courtroom and they would just pay me to videotape these new attorneys.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I started just watching tons of trials, and then I continued to, in law school, to intern at the public defender's office. One summer, I got to work with Leanne Gowdy, and I got to write motions for her on murder cases. So it was cool, man. I'd write these motions and watch her argue them, and it was pretty awesome. And then after that, I switched and went over to the public defender's office, and then left there, worked with Frank Delagrana, and then that was phenomenal. That guy's just wonderful. I mean, you guys know that.
I see him at Jimmy's all the time.
He is just the absolute best. And then from there, started doing some civil work, and now I do my practice is half and half. I do a lot of first party insurance litigation, and which is representing policyholders, insureds against your own insurance company, and the other half of my practice is doing criminal defense.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of where I'm at.
You ever been to his gym?
I have not, but I need to go.
Don't worry, I'm still trying to drag Pam Marino in as well.
I would love to. Yeah, but Mike actually likes boxing.
I do.
I don't know if Camerino does, but I know Mike likes boxing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been to his gym twice, but not to work out.
Got to work.
Just
He
to
sold
look
me
at
a
his-
book one time, and then he came in and stopped there.
The verdict, right? Was it the verdict?
Yeah, the verdict,
Yeah. He's actually writing more books now.
Yes,
That's
he
a whole other
is.
story.
When's it ready to come out?
Justin finished editing it. Now I'm reviewing his edit. So soon. I'm a little distracted with that whole New York thing, man. So
Yeah.
Distracted.
It's crazy.
It's gonna be good, man.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited more about the New York thing than about the book, to be honest with you, man.
So get in here,
It's
bro.
all gonna be great.
Get in here. That way people know about the book.
How do I do this?
Right here. Here, sit here, bro.
Let me just sit there for a minute, and then I gotta get
Yeah, man.
I gotta get going. But as far as the second book, I don't know. Am I in it, Anthony?
Yeah, I think you're in it.
Yeah, the camera right there.
Okay. There you go, man. All right, so the second book has been something that I've been working on for about 2 to 3 years now. I finished The Verdict. I immediately started working on outlining the second book, and this was more of an international flair. The first one was more of a trial here in Tampa. I always try to incorporate Tampa into my stories because there's so much that the city has to offer. As much as I like New York, Tampa has that history and that's why sometimes I pick Anthony's brain. Because not that much older, but still he has a lot of knowledge, and all that. So, and I'm just inspired by the way Tampa used to be. Back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and all that. There's a story to be told there. That's a story. That's a whole other story. But nonetheless, so I try to incorporate Tampa into my stories. But this next one, the title Scion, S-C-I-O-N, has an international flair, a little bit of a thriller, and but it's kind of crazy when you look at it. It's a lot of things are going on at the same time. Just briefly, in a nutshell, there was some Catholic experiment that happened at the Vatican in 1979 that kind of snowballs into things that happen nowadays, and so again, it's a little bit of an international flair. The character travel all over pretty much the world, Middle East, Europe. There's a bunch of different characters, but they're all connected to this experiment that happened in the Vatican back in the 70s. So, but beyond that, I don't want to give anything much about it. But Justin Jacobson read it, and he liked it, and he's a very harsh critic.
Well, I love this guy because in between trying cases and writing a book, he's studying for a bar exam.
Oh yeah,
You gotta give it to him.
I love it.
And that's the whole other thing. People ask me, when do you sleep? And the truth is, I don't, man. I mean, maybe 3 or 4 hours, and I'm in the middle of a trial right now, which is why I have to go. But yeah, I'm studying for the bar, and I'm more excited about that bar thing than the book itself, man, because it's the idea that if I take that test and pass it, it could take me to a whole nother level, just a whole nother level. So,
Well, this also shows that people in law school, they say that they quit the job, they can't do nothing because they're studying for the bar.
Right.
But here you're full-time employment,
right.
plus that family and everything else, and you're still doing it. So
Oh yeah, it's absolutely it's
living
crazy.
proof of what everything else is excuses.
Well, it's funny because again, I just asked Anthony before you got here, Mike. I asked Anthony how does he keep himself looking young, looking great, and part of it is I think that he wakes up in the morning and looks forward to something, and that something happens to be the gym, right? I mean, so and that for me, it's not the gym. You can probably tell, but for me, it's getting up and either writing my next book, outlining another book, or studying for the bar. It keeps me going. The idea that, man, even if I'm 61 at that age, taking on cases in New York, then it's all worth it.
You know, it's funny you say that, Brian, because the toughest thing I have to do is to convince somebody that they need to devote an hour to themselves
Right.
in a day.
Right.
They do a lot of things. They're working, taking care of kids or whatever. But when it comes to actually going, hey, you know what? What can I do to better myself?
Yeah.
They can't find that. They can't or have trouble finding that
I
commitment.
think that's why a lot of
Great
people.
point.
And I think
But
that's
they
why
find time to watch TV though,
that's true too, or social media.
or social media.
You know, oh, and tell
watch
them.
our stuff.
You know, it's funny. And one other thing, right, exactly. One other thing before I leave, at least, you know, on top of everything else, I'm learning Italian. Okay.
Oh my
So I'm learning a language. I'm spending 20 minutes a day learning Italian, Duolingo. I've got like 600 consecutive days. But it's funny because it says on the Duolingo app, it says 20 minutes a day you learn a new language. What does 20 minutes a day on social media give you? What does that give you? Nothing. So I figured, you know, if I can
Addiction.
If I can watch TV for 20 minutes a day, or look at social media 20 minutes a day, why not just learn the language? Or write a page a day. That page a day in less than a year is a book, you know. Or 20 minutes a day of learning New York bar, you're studying for another bar. So that's how I keep myself busy, this active, and I think feeling great. You know, I look forward to waking up in the morning. I'm stressed out being a trial, but so with that being said, Anthony, thank you for joining us. I gotta get going. Mikey, always a pleasure.
All right, man. Likewise.
All right.
This is a one-day trial or what?
No, we picked yesterday, and then it'll go until Thursday. Yeah, because Friday's Good Friday, so we got to finish by Thursday.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
see you guys.
All right.
Eddie, thank you, man.
Good luck, Brian.
Good luck,
You got it,
Brian.
brother.
We'll talk again.
You got it. Yes.
All right, so we're still on, man.
It truly is, but that's an issue I see with people nowadays is that committing to something, doing it, and at the end of the day, you know, if you're doing something for yourself, I think it enhances you as a person because you got to have something. It can't all be kids. It can't all be work. It can't all be this. It's got to be something that you can commit to, whether it be fitness, whether it be writing a book, whatever it is. You got to find that time.
No, you got to have that release and you have to have that outlet. But I agree with you. I think the easiest thing to give up on is something for yourself because, hey, if it's work or you know your kids, you don't want to hold back on that. So if I don't have time, the easiest thing is to say, hey, I'll take that hour away from me. But I agree with you. When you do that, then I think it makes it worse in the long run. So
Well, your life gets out of whack. I mean, it does, and then you have a meltdown. Not a meltdown per se, but it's difficult. Like we all have kids and family and things like that. I mean, it's time blocking. That's all it is. I mean,
Right. I mean, you know, it's okay to devote some time to yourself. I mean, just because you get married, just because you have kids, and everybody has a job, whatever, doesn't mean that you check out on yourself. And so, even if it's 30 minutes, a couple, 2 or 3 times, you know, a week,
oh, I agree, man.
do something.
No, you have to have, and like you were saying, I mean, if you're waking up and you're excited about something, you have to have something you love to look forward to, and that you just get up and that is your goal that day, and you do it because it's easy to get bogged down in all of this, and you know, clients, and deadlines, and you know, everything. It, like you're saying, it becomes overwhelming, and you just start to break.
Yeah, it's a great. I think it's working out.
Yeah.
I like put music on and work out and I like learning a lot. Like I took the FJ thing. FJ, you know, it's just phenomenal. I'm glad you guys recommended that. And that stuff pumps me up. And you know, that's my learning, and then the working out. And I know you have the gym too, and you know, what do you do anything in particular to?
And I need to do something because I'm exactly what you guys are talking about.
Oh, you gotta change it.
I got the kids going on.
Yeah.
The career, my wife, you know, so it's like she complained I'm not doing enough for her, so I gotta, you know, put all that before I put myself. But you're right, if I don't put myself somewhere in there, all the other stuff can kind of fall apart.
You got to fit yourself into your schedule.
Yeah, I gotta fit
Here,
myself
who's
in.
defending all the criminals? That's what I would like to know.
Hey,
I
what's
mean,
going
I'm
on?
wondering
Hey,
where all the
hey,
criminals
hey,
are.
what's up, man?
Guys, what's
How
up,
you doing?
man?
What's up, man?
What's
All
going
right,
on? Tell them we're working out together?
I wish.
What's going on with you guys? Are you doing a little thing?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't
No,
know.
absolutely not.
I just, no, I'm going back to my office. I just walked over to Vail, and Ryan Cappy walks in the door, and instead of walking back to my office, had an impromptu lunch.
Nice,
Okay.
man.
Nice.
Yeah, so He's doing good, man. He's talking about hiring and
Good,
pushing it forward. He's doing real well.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys are doing this. I saw Brian's still in trial.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
just
he
here.
just- he was here for a little while.
He had a break, but he's heading back. He's picking back up. I think he said at 1 or 1:30 or something like that. But he was here for like 15, 20 minutes.
Interesting. He can't stop coming by this place.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
Same spot though too.
We'll see you guys.
I'll see you, man.
Later.
So because the challenge for the small business guy is you're not only doing the legal work in our case,
Yeah, that's true.
you're doing the marketing,
Oh, yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
a lot of the business stuff,
Yeah.
everything that goes along with it. So it's a challenging scenario.
Oh, it is, man.
And you better be organized.
Oh,
You
yeah.
better be organized.
Well, the good thing is you're the captain of the ship. The bad thing is you're the captain of the
Yeah,
ship.
ain't that the truth?
So it's
That shit's
What was
like
that thing about the captain sinks with the ship?
That's it.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it goes down, you're done. But
Hey,
no, I agree with you.
It's hard, man. I can say that you guys been in the business for a while, been a year and a half, and the growth is great, but there's also growth pains.
Well,
And
it's hard because you come in with the mentality of I want to practice law today, and then you have to worry about something with your business.
Yeah.
Or,
The calling,
I mean, it's just all that stuff distracts you from being able to just sit down. So that's part of the problem. Is sometimes all that other stuff, you got to find time to still practice law, file motions, get ready for a hearing, get ready for depositions, whatever it is you're doing. And in the middle of that, you still have to do everything else you have to do for the business. So it's hard sometimes.
Makes for some long days. My days, Monday through Thursday, I usually get to the office at 7 and get home from the gym at about 8:30.
Yeah.
But I'm good though. I feel good when I get home. I'm not, oh, damn, why did I do this?
Yeah, of course.
It motivates you because, like you said, in our world, case goes out the door, you got to be able to replace that case.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you always have that on your mind about how do I keep up with trends. I mean, when I first started out, people were advertising in the phone book.
Yeah.
Now young people go, "What's a phone book?"
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's true, man. So you're keeping up with all the stuff. Eddie here with all this high tech equipment he's been showing us here. So
it helps,
I
man.
know
It
that's
helps.
all up.
Well, it does, and that's it. You got to keep up with it, and every day is a new day. So you have a great day, you have a new case come in, or you have a settlement.
Yeah.
Great. What's coming in tomorrow?
Yeah,
And
sure.
what are you doing? So you're constantly bringing in new business, and then hey, great, I landed a new case today. Now I got to find time to do work on that new
Man,
case.
we actually spoke about
Yeah,
that.
we have.
Yeah.
I mean, you're constantly trying to land new cases, which is what you need to do, but then you do, and you're like, okay, great, but now I got to do X, Y, and Z, and find the time, and then still, so that is it's hard, man. It's hard because for all of us, you have a great week, a great month, a great year. There's no guarantee that following week, month, or year are going to be great either. So you have to, when it's hot, man, you got to grab onto it and ride it. It's just you got to stay afloat with everything else.
Amen. I know it's that end of the year feeling at the end of the year when you go, wow, it was a good year, things are good.
Yeah.
And then January 1st comes and goes, here we go again.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, listen, you have a good month, and if you slow down, then a month or 2 months is from there. It's gonna be real slow for you. So there's we all need a break, but there's that fear that if you, for me at least, if I ever slow down,
Yeah, of course.
then maybe it's not bad right now, but in a month it is not going to be where I want it to be.
Man, to tell you, I'll go 1 week or a week without signing up a client, and I'm stressed out. I'm calling all of my people, and I'm like, hey, remember that person I recommended? You need to come back. But yeah, that happened to me last year. We were talking about it because like last year I signed up almost 300 clients last year, first year in. And I was like, shit, now I gotta work on these cases. And I had to hire staff. And it's difficult, man. It really is difficult. That part is true.
It is, man. Trying to make them fall and
yeah.
You guys know with the civil stuff, you're arguing with the insurance company to get paid, and then then your clients wonder why they're only getting X amount, and then settlement agreements and releases sometimes, then you argue about that. So you fight, and then you finally get the money in, and now, okay, great, now move on to the next case. And
that's why I tell especially young lawyers, stay connected. I was president of the Tampa Bay Trial Lawyers Association.
Great organization.
That's basically a plaintiff organization. But you stay connected with those people because they're happy to help you. They're happy to provide you emotions. They're happy to provide you with things. And if you're a sole practitioner, you can't get that anywhere else. If you work for a big firm, yeah, you know, you go to the liability department, you go to this department, whatever, and there's people there that are doing it. When you're solo, then you got to be able to draw that source of knowledge from, you know, people like Criminal Defense Lawyers Association or Tampa Bay Trial Lawyers Association. So if you do that, it's important to stay, you know, in connection with that. Go to networking events. It's hard, you know, to go after work and stuff like that. But that's how you keep those connections.
I agree, you know, and I think things like this are great because, like Mark and I have talked about, you know, issues that we have together, or trying to collaborate on motions and things like that, because it's hard, you know, when you're at the state attorney's office, when you're at the public defender's office, you have that camaraderie where you can go to somebody and say, hey, I have this issue coming up in a trial. And everybody can say, hey, I've done it before, I have this motion, I've had this case law.
Absolutely.
It's hard when you're by yourself and you're sitting in your office all day trying to work to not have that. So I think things like this are invaluable because, you know, there's a lot of times that we'll sit at lunch and we'll say, hey, I've got this going on, and somebody will chime in, hey, this, or when you and I were talking a week or two ago about similar issues and this and that, it's good. You know, one, I think it's always good to just verbalize what you're going through, because sometimes it helps you even think when you're putting it out loud and putting it out in front of somebody. But, you know, everybody, you know, we're not reinventing the wheel. So somebody's done it. Somebody's had an issue similar to it. Somebody has had something come up. And to me, that ability to talk to somebody else is invaluable, where you can just throw it out there. Hey, man, I've done this before. I've done something like it. Or, hey, I've got the same issue. What are you doing? This is what I'm doing. It's just great. And I think, you know, what you're saying, Anthony, about those different organizations, that gives you that. And I think these types of meetings, lunches, you know, just kind of hanging out. Hey, what are your thoughts on this? This is what I'm going through. To me, man, there's nothing better.
It's like a mastermind group. I agree, man.
Yeah, like as a sole practitioner, we're kind of like on an island.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, true.
You know, to get to build bridges between those islands so that we can, like you said, stay connected, stay on top of things.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, these lunches are essential.
Yeah, well, you know, on a positive note with social media, and Brian started that Lawyers and Friends thing on Facebook.
That's a big group.
Yeah, I mean, look what that does. I mean, people are in need of coverage in a criminal case or something like that. They simply throw it out there, and a lot of people step up. They step up to help. So you can get it from social media too in a positive way. We always think of it being, but that's a very positive way, being part of a group like that. So it really does help the sole practitioner.
I think social media has its pluses and minuses. I mean, for me, it's been great for business, but some people just put way too much stuff. And people are dumb. People need to know what you should post, what you want people to see, not like your drama. But you know, that's why social media has a bad rap, because people post all their drama. But I mean, it can be used as a positive, as the Lawyers and Friends, as what we all do, and educational things that we do too. Yeah.
Well, I think it's great because it is. I mean, all of us, you know, we all kind of, you know, we all get, hey, do you do this? No, I don't, but I know somebody that does.
Exactly.
So to be able to put it out there and say, hey, this is an issue I have. What do you guys recommend? And then you have people that you respect, that you trust, and say, hey, use this person. Hey, this is who I'm going to send that person to. So, but listen, I think anything that brings us together. I couldn't agree with you more. Being on an island, there are days where if I'm stuck in my office all day doing work, I feel so secluded from everybody else. Just being able to, you know, talk about, hey, this is what I have going on. You know, sometimes it's just validation that you're not nuts with, you know, the way you feel about something or the way you react to something. Because a lot of times that's what it is. It's, hey, is it okay the way that I feel? Is it okay to be upset or you know, feeling this way or apprehensive? Sometimes you just, hey man, it is, and somebody just kind of empathizing with you and saying, hey, I've been there, that's terrible, I know what you're going through. That is sometimes just helps to be able to feel like, okay, I'm not alone. This is not just me. Everybody else is going through it.
Yeah, pretty much. We've all gone through whatever you're thinking at one point or another.
Yeah. Well, and people from the outside, they're like, oh, it's easy. You guys are lawyers. You're making all this money. No, it's just hard. It is not an easy job. It's like the hardest job mentally. It's the hardest job that I've ever done.
It's a hustle.
It's a hustle.
Every day.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you stop hustling, you're done.
Yeah, you don't eat.
You don't eat.
Yeah.
No, it's a hustle, man. You got to be out there and working all the time.
Yeah, well, you know, you are the product, you know,
You are the
that you're
product.
selling. So, you know, that's a big part of the whole thing. So,
No, you're exactly right, brother. And
I'm, you know, being older, I'm adapting now to, you know, a lot of the younger people technique and how they reach out to you.
Yeah.
Like Messenger. and
Oh, yeah,
all
DM
that
stuff
stuff.
like
You
that.
know, nowadays, you know, actually somebody calling and go, hey, I was in a car accident. May not happen that way. You may get a direct message going.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I get Snapchat messages. I mean, all types of them. I'm like, where'd this come from?
Yeah, I mean, so you get it all the way from, you know, do you handle bankruptcy stuff to,
Yeah.
you know, car accident, but you got to adapt to that stuff.
You do.
No,
I agree.
You got to adapt.
You do.